Guardian Spice was a disaster for Crunchyroll. At first, people thought that it sounded terrible, but were hopeful that it would come out and actually surprise us with a good story and good animation since it had been in the works for years. But it came out and was as bad as we figured it would be, and since its disastrous launch, Crunchyroll has been silent on the series. They've made no posts about it, they haven't promoted it at all, haven't released viewership for it, and as of right now, it doesn't sound like it'll be getting a season 2. I have a few things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month or supporting the channel via YouTube memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So as you all know, I have talked about Crunchyroll a few times on the channel, and I just kind of wanted to go over everything one more time, because I don't think we're going to get a season 2. I doubt the creator's going to say anything more about it. I don't think there's going to be another discussion about High Guardian Spice, but a few weeks ago, the creator of High Guardian Spice decided to come out and blame Crunchyroll for the failure of the series, blaming everyone but themselves. They had said High Guardian Spice had a very small budget. We were the first show of a non-union studio. If you're mad at the animation quality, it was the budget. Background art, budget. Writing, budget. We literally started storyboarding the first episode before the first script was finished. So when we inevitably ran into problems, all productions do, we didn't have the time or money to slow down and fix them. We had to barrel forward and make do with what we had. Now, like I've talked about, you can't blame bad animation for bad storytelling. Yes, maybe budget was an issue. If they're saying it is, I believe them. But budget has to do with the background art, the animation quality, not the writing itself. The characters were shallow, unrelatable, and boring. Unless you're going to pay for a better writer to write this series, you can't really blame the bad writing on the budget. People compare High Guardian Spice to anime because it's on Crunchyroll, but it isn't anime. It's a cartoon made with the same pipeline as any other American cartoon. Our budget was comparable to a CN show, which are basically 11 minutes long, or comedy-centered and have much similar backgrounds and characters. Really, the best show to compare High Guardian Spice to is Onyx Equinox, our sister show. They're basically shilling for their other show, and the only other show that made it to the same studio as High Guardian Spice. OE had the advantage of learning from mistakes made on High Guardian Spice and being union, but it was a lot of the same team and the same pipeline. So as you can see, they're blaming everyone and everything for the failure of this series. They're saying we didn't have the budget, we didn't have the time, we didn't get as many chances as other shows have gotten, and they even go on to blame people who have been critical of the series, and they twist the situation. They said most people critiquing the show are blaming the team for not caring, for being untalented, being SJWs, being gay, trans, women, etc. They don't care about the budget and honestly don't care about the show. High Guardian Spice is just an easy target that fills their boxes for harassment. Now, in my time of talking about High Guardian Spice, I have read a lot of comments, and I have seen very few pointing out the fact that the team has gay people, trans people, women that are a part of it. The only things I've seen brought up when it comes to writers are threads like this and comments made by Kate Leth. This was a giant reason why a lot of people didn't want to support High Guardian Spice. It says, Marvel and High Guardian Spice writer Kate Leth refuses to apologize for Kill All Men's social media posts, blames critics for not understanding she was Tumblr pilled. She has made some absolutely disgusting comments on social media about men, about white people, just about people she doesn't like in general. And this was an article I had found that I quickly wanted to bring up because this is a big reason why I do not think that High Guardian Spice is getting a season 2. First of all, the creator was calling out Crunchyroll, saying we didn't get the budget, we didn't get the time, it was a disaster. They have people associated with the project like Kate Leth, which definitely is not the direction I would go in if I was Crunchyroll. Clearly her writing isn't that good. It didn't make this show successful. And this was an article from We Got This Covered. It says High Guardian Spice was mysteriously absent at Anime NYC. Why Crunchyroll did not promote this show at all whatsoever. And initially, when they had announced it, they were promoting it. They were trying to get people excited for it, get people to watch it, get it on people's upcoming lists, basically. And it just never went anywhere. But this says High Guardian Spice is a name familiar to most anime fans and not for a good reason. First revealed in 2018, the series was set to be Crunchyroll's first in-house anime series as part of the Crunchyroll Originals line. It's hilarious that the creator said, it's not an anime, it's a cartoon, but Crunchyroll was promoting it as an anime in their first in-house anime series. But it says the show follows 4 young girls who vow to become guardians at the High Guardian Academy, and the challenges they face as they uncover a deeper plot that threatens their world. I actually didn't think the plot sounded that bad. There are plenty of shows about, younger characters in school settings, like at, guardian academies and their witches. I don't think that this is a bad plot. I feel like it's been done before and done much better. Of course, though, anime fans seem to hate it. Apparently, according to the creator, it's not even an anime, so of course anime fans would hate it. The show became the punchline of every other Twitter, Reddit, and YouTube anime critic. But now it seems like Crunchyroll is ready to cut its losses on promoting the series altogether if Anime NYC is any sign. During the event, High Guardian Spice was neither shown nor mentioned at Saturday's afternoon Crunchyroll Industry Panel event, where Crunchyroll promoted some of its biggest present and future anime series. You'd think if they were really excited about the future of the franchise and High Guardian Spice, they'd talk about it. They'd mention a season 2, they'd say more is coming soon. You'd think they'd even just promote the content they've already created and be like, hey, you should go and watch this series we recently released, but they didn't. And of course, user scores are still abysmal on social media. Out of 1,500 user reviews, 1,279 are 1 stars. 84% of the IMDb reviews are 1 stars here. I wanted to read just a couple. People were saying things like a 2 out of 10. You know that High Guardian Spice is off to a bad start when you realize that the title is dishonest. None of these characters are named after spices. I think that this is absolutely hilarious. They're not. They couldn't even get the title right. It should be like High Guardian Herb or something. But they didn't do that. No. It was spice. But they're not actually spices. Nor do we actually know what they're guarding against. So the only thing that is accurate between this series is that the title is High. Because that's the only thing you feel after you finish watching the first and likely last season of Crunchyroll's feverish, incoherent DOA nightmare, High Guardian Spice. They're getting absolutely roasted over this show. If I could rate it 0, I would. Heck, even 0 is too generous for this abomination. I saw the announcement 3 years ago and I knew it was going to be trash, but for it to be this bad, like it's not even just bad, it's straight up offensive. A 1 out of 10. Poor and problematic. I won't go into the controversy surrounding the series during the earlier stage of production. As far as anyone should be concerned, we just have a new series on an anime streaming service. It will be judged as such. And then they say, basic movement, mediocre art direction, lazy backgrounds, absolutely terrible writing, not good at all. I tried really to give High Guardian Spice a chance. I was very critical of it leading up to its release, but I told myself, I'm gonna watch it, I'm gonna give it a fair shot, maybe it would be good. I was hoping that they would actually create something half decent, but unfortunately it was as bad as we all expected. This show has hundreds of negative reviews, not many positive ones, the writers blaming Crunchyroll for its failures, and I highly doubt we'll get another season. Only time will tell. If we get that announcement, I will definitely talk about it, but for now, that's all that I really had to discuss. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel, and of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.